Hello and welcome back to Projectotron. Well, the World Cup is well underway now. We're into day 3, and day 3 sees the starts of Group C and D. We're going to be focusing on Group C. That's going to be kicking off with Colombia against Greece. This is an interesting one, Rory. Tell us why.
Well, that's a matter of debate. Actually, it is quite interesting because Greece have a reputation for negative football, overly defensive football, which kind of isn't so well earned these days. They're still effective defensively, they just don't play as conservatively. And they got to the World Cup by scoring 12 goals in qualifying and only conceding 5. 3 of those coming in one game. So, yeah, I think they're actually well set up to maybe even go on a surprise run in the competition. I mean, that's how they won Euro 2004. They're not going to win the World Cup. And then you have Colombia on the other side, who come in very hyped. They were so good in South American qualifying, but now they are without star striker Falcao. And if anyone was watching the Europa League final, they'll see that Carlos Bacca might choke when it comes to a big game.
Right.
And this is a big game. This is Colombia wanting to get their World Cup off to a good start. They could realistically top this group, but I did not see that confidence in him at the Europa League final. Good as he was for Sevilla over the season, I don't see him doing it in Falcao's absence. So I'm going to say I'm going to go with a 1-0 to Greece.
1-0 to Greece?
1-0 to Greece. But that's... if it's going to come, it's going to come with a Colombian goal because they don't really have the striking power up front. They might be able to get it from defensive, from a set piece or a bit of luck, like an own goal, but otherwise it would be 0-0.
Okay, so
I have a feeling that Greece are going to carry in their good form from qualifying into the World Cup.
Okay, fair enough. I can't see either team scoring a goal, if I'm completely honest. Greece, as you rightly point out, have a fantastic defensive record in qualifying. Only Spain conceded fewer goals than them in European qualifying. And Colombia had the tightest defence in South American qualifying. So I can see both defences being pretty solid. And the absence of Falcao leaves a huge question for Colombia's fantastically named manager, Jose Peckerman. He's going to have to choose someone to replace Falcao. He's been going with Gutierrez in River Plate's Gutierrez in a lot of the friendlies and in the latter stages of qualification. Not certain Bacca will get a look in for 90 minutes. Not certain he'll even get the chance, in spite of his consistency for Sevilla.
I think he's come up on the outside almost. I think he is definitely somebody who's in pole position.
Yeah, he's absolutely in the conversation. But I'm not convinced that he's shown enough in his brief time at top level football to convince Peckerman to put him in.
I'm not sure he will in the World Cup. So yeah.
Still, I don't see much in the way of firepower for Greece either. They have Mitroglou, who once he signed for Fulham hardly played at all and didn't get the goals people were expecting after his fantastic form for Olympiacos. If he's going to be the person leading your line, I worry about him and Georgios Samaras scoring the goals that get you to the next stage of the World Cup. I think this is definitely a 0-0 draw. Two solid teams, both defensively quite sound, barring a massive defensive error or an own goal or something strange or bizarre penalty happening. This has 0-0 written all over it, so I'm saying it's a 0-0 draw. What about Projectotron?
Projectotron agreed with me on the scoreline, but in a very different way. Projectotron thought that Greece was going to dominate this game in terms of possession and chances and absolutely everything. But they went with a 1-0 scoreline for Greece, with Maniata scoring in the first half.
So Projectotron and Rory agree it's going to be 1-0 to Greece.
It's going to be 1-0 to Greece, but this is possibly the hardest match to predict out of all the ones in the first round.
Okay, so there you have it. There's our predictions for Colombia against Greece. 2 1-0 wins for Greece and a 0-0 draw for Colombia are your correct score choices. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And come back later for our England against Italy video. And come back every day for new videos, tips and advice at projectotron.com. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you later.